friends, welcome back to my channel Sai Tech Guru. In this video I'm going to talk about the top 5 disadvantages about the Realme GT Neo 2 device. So this is a question which has been requested by a few of my subscribers asking me to make a video. The main reason is because right now in the Flipkart festival sale which is going on, the phone is available for the discount and a lot of users are actually planning to buy this phone, but they want to know what are the disadvantages, because in the online everywhere you can actually find all the advantages only, but only few people will be posting the disadvantages. And in this video I'll try to mention what are the things I did feel could be slightly better in this device. That's the one thing. And one quick note, this phone for this price, it's really good, but there are small tweaks should be done for this kind of device. There are some kind of hardware things and some software things which I thought of mentioning for you in this video. So same problems what are the Realme X1 Max has got, same problems even the Realme GT Neo 2 has got. This is something to do with the Realme UI optimization. This both phones, the hardware is really good, the hardware, yes, exactly. But the software optimization is not that good, not great at all. That's what my concern is. I'm not sure whether they'll be improving or not in the future. So I'll try to explain you friends. First thing is that high refresh rate games you cannot play in the Realme GT Neo 2. Yes, you cannot play there. You can actually play, but you can only play at 60 Hz, not at 120 Hz. So just before I did do the video as well explaining all the couple of games what are supported with the 120 FPS. But in this phone, we cannot play with the 120 FPS gameplay at this moment. Let me open the game again. Sometimes it won't open. As you can see, this game actually supports 120 FPS, but it's playing only 60 FPS. And if you try to use a brightness trick, there's another thing which is going on with the Realme UI. Whenever if the high refresh rate game doesn't support, you need to decrease the brightness and again open the same game from the multitasking. Same game. And then I again try to increase the brightness. Let me try to do that again. Even if you do like that, still the game is not working. So I'm not sure why they are not fixing this kind of issue. This is not the new problem. This is not, don't get me wrong. This is an old problem from the Realme X2 Pro. If you remember this phone, this is a Realme X2 Pro which has got the oldest phone. So this is a Realme X2 Pro. Let me show you the same game I'm trying to demonstrate here. So same game which actually supports the 90 FPS. Right now I'm getting only 60. If I try to use the brightness trick, let me to use again. Still is not working even after using the brightness trick as well. As you can clearly see friends, in the settings I'm trying to use only the 90 Hz only. Let me just show you. This is the one biggest problem which I'm facing for the past few months as well. As you can see, 90 Hz I selected. Even in the Realme GT Neo 2 also I selected only 120. It's not in the auto mode. You may think I did keep in the auto mode, but it's not in the auto mode. It's high refresh rate. Not only in this phone, even with the other phones like let me just show you. Even in the Realme GT, so which is a premium smartphone, 35,000 rupees around that kind of price. Even in this phone also you cannot play with the high refresh rate, but you need to use the brightness trick to play it high refresh rate. Let me just show you what is happening by using the brightness trick. It's very hard to show you. So this kind of inconsistency is there from the beginning. I'm not sure when they'll be able to fix. Maybe in the next Realme UI 3.0, hopefully they should fix. This is the one thing which is not that great at this moment. The hardware is really good. There's no complaints about this hardware, but the software optimization is not great. Next is regarding the display thing. Display has got some kind of black color crush issue which is going on that I think I did mention for the couple of users. I did upload a video as well. That's another thing. Not only that, even the touch sampling rate is only 300 Hz. So according to the Realme, they did show us that the phone has got 600 Hz touch sampling rate, as you can see. And some users did mention that it's instant touch sampling rate, it's peak touch sampling rate. For those users, only just one question is that why can't the Realme include instant touch sampling rate? This is difference between touch sampling rate and instant touch sampling rate. So that's a lot of confusion friends, not only for me, it's kind of really misleading for me as well. Even I did thought the phone has got 600 Hz, but it's not 600 Hz. In the iQOO website, they did mention clearly separated, as you can see. Why can't the Realme do it like this? That's another thing regarding the display thing. And in the brightness, they did mention peak brightness. You can see clearly peak brightness. They should have mentioned even same thing, instant or peak touch sampling rate, but they did not do that. I was unable to get that thing. And even the black color crush issue also a little bit is there. While watching some of the videos, it's kind of a little bit kind of visible, but not huge like MLNX device, just a little bit less than the MLNX device. I'll try to do the side-by-side comparison. You will be able to observe the black color crush issue, what is going on in some scenarios, little bit. I already uploaded a video as well. You'll be able to check those details. So that's another small problem which is going on in this device. Till now, I did not find any settings to tweak around and to decrease. In the MLNX device, there is the HDR option to decrease. Yes, in the MLNX device, you can actually decrease. But in this phone, I am trying to find out a few more settings, but till now I cannot find. So in the display segment, these are the things which I did find kind of not okay. And now let's move to the next topic, which is 4D vibrations. And in the 4D vibrations, I don't have any issues with the haptic feedback. It's really good. It's fantastic, friends. Haptic feedback, very strong and powerful. But the saddest part is that you cannot use these haptic feedbacks while gaming. Yes, not all the game supports, only rare games, very small games will be supported with this kind of haptic feedback. In the game space, if you try to open, there is no option for the 4D vibrations. So this is a very sad part to see. The Realme is not utilizing properly the hardware. Yes, they are not utilizing at all. The Realme UI should be really optimized for this phone. For example, in the iQOO 7 device, in the FunTouch UI, at this moment, only FunTouch UI has got one best thing, which is a 4D vibrations, where you can actually enable in a few of the games. As you can see, not one, not two, but most of the games. As you can see exactly, it's possible. It's really strong as well. That's the one thing, friends. My complaints is not about the hardware. My complaints is about the UI optimization. If you ask me, all this problem will be fixed or not, I cannot guarantee, because I'm facing this kind of things from 1 year and even few months as well in the Realme X7 Max. So I cannot guarantee they'll fix it, but still there's a hope in the Realme UI 3.0, which you need to see that. So next is regarding the camera. So in terms of the camera, everything is pretty good, but the low light photography is not that great. It's not that good. It's not good. So little bit not great, friends, in terms of low light photography. Nothing much. When I compare with the iQOO 7 device, you can definitely find out. So try to check out this video regarding the camera comparison. You will be definitely able to understand. The camera quality is kind of close to Realme X7 Max. It's nothing much huge difference. I did not see any kind of major difference. And even the front cam also, sometimes it looks kind of smooth and slightly whitish kind of color in the front cam sometimes. As you can see, it's kind of smooth, not kind of sharpened, little bit kind of smooth I'm getting, even after disabling some kind of settings as well. So regarding the front camera also, I'm not that convinced. It's kind of okay. It's kind of okay, I would definitely say, but not so great in the front cam. That's another thing you should definitely understand. Not only in the front cam, in the low light photography as well. So regarding the back camera, it's kind of okay, no doubt. In the macro lens also, no problem, kind of okay. But low light photography and the front camera, this can be a problematic for few users. So then, apart from that, there is not other much disadvantages. There is no 3.5mm jack, which we don't know this, which is a hardware thing. That's also another you can add into the disadvantages. Even the loudspeaker, it's not that too loud. Yes, it's not that loud as expected, because they did increase the phone height and phone tall, everything dimensions. I thought the loudspeaker might be different, but it's not. It's the same. It's the same like the Realme X7 Max and other phones. There's nothing much difference in the loudspeaker they are trying to do in this device. And in terms of the design, this is another disaster, I would say, friends. I'm not sure when they'll try to remove this kind of dare-to-leap always on the phones. So I hate seeing this kind of companies doing like this. I don't like. Yes, friends, it's kind of really disgusting to see. I'm not sure why can't they add only one time? Why they need to write every time? I'm not sure why. Whose idea is this one to design in this way? I'm not sure, friends. But still, whenever I try to look at the backside, everything is perfectly fine, but except this dare-to-leap one. So I hate this one. I totally, for me, this is the one biggest complaint. I'm not sure others, but for me, I don't like at all seeing this one. So because I did buy the green color most of the time for not using the case and using the device, because I just want to have this kind of unique kind of style looking. But because of this kind of dare-to-leap thing, I'm really not that convinced at this moment. They should have gone with something similarly like this. Even in the previous Realme X7 Pro, writing dare-to-leap so big is so disgusting. I cannot say more than that, but I'm really against this kind of writing on the backside multiple times. They should have done only one time. That's another thing, friends. These are the top 5 disadvantages which I was just mentioning for you all in the Realme GT Neo 2. Few things, hardware things like we cannot change. For example, design we cannot change. 3.5mm jack we cannot change, which is like for everyone it's kind of same thing. And even the low light photography also, it cannot be improved much. Even if you use Gcam or whatever cam you want, the quality cannot be improved a lot significant in the low light photography. You should definitely understand. Maybe some front cam can be improved, but low light photography cannot be improved. And software wise, there are a lot of things and bugs which need to be fixed in this phone. That's the only thing. And these are my top 5 disadvantages which I was just addressing to you all. And let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts on this one. And these are my initial impressions only, friends. I did use only for close to one day only. And the final conclusion is that this hardware is really good, very much better. But Realme UI optimization is not that great. So that's the only one complaint which I'm having at the Realme from the beginning and from the long time as well. But still, they're not fixing this kind of small things, which they should definitely fix it. And that's it, friends. Thank you for watching this video and stay tuned for more updates. In case if you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. Meanwhile, signing off and bye.